And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to continuing baseball coverage right here on SNSN. We're going to continue on with more Little League baseball. Boy, we got more Little League baseball than you can shake a stick at, John Harden.
Absolutely. We're getting frequent driver miles with all these games we've been doing.
Well, that's it. We have to start booking planes. Planes, trains, and automobiles. But this should be a good one, folks. This should be a real good one. We are, again, in Mansfield like we were last night, Jewett City. They went ahead and defeated Manchester by the score of 3-0. So as we kind of frame it up, as I say, they're playing Mansfield tonight.
They are playing Mansfield Ashford, who played Manchester the day before and actually went down 10-0 in 4 innings in that game.
Here's Caden Miller to lead things off against Max Gray. Here's the first pitch, and there's a foul off a check swing, strike one.
Sounded like a car.
Uh-oh.
Going to start this game early.
Welcome to the Windshield Club. So you found out today that Max Gray, who normally catches, is on the mound today, that he has a nickname.
Yeah, he does have a nickname, and his nickname is Taz.
Swinging a foul again.
For the Tasmanian Devil. He's got 2 strikes against Miller right now.
And Miller getting the bat on the ball both times. So he's obviously looking to swing and hit that ball. 0-2. Here's the pitch from Gray. Swing and a miss, and a nice scoop by Brower behind the plate for the strikeout to start the ball game.
Right, umpire ruled that a swing. Strike 3, Miller goes down. We now have Lucas DiGennaro.
Lucas is the catcher for Mansfield. Foul. Strike 1.
So Mansfield definitely came up to the plate swinging tonight. They are not going to get cheated. So they are fighting for their sectional tournament life tonight.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. We talked about it yesterday. It's hard to not go after that high heater.
Right, the height, we've seen it over time and time again with different batters. Called third strike.
Got him. This is the first time that I've seen Max on the hill.
Right, like you said, typically Max is behind the plate. We're actually going to see Colby Mills behind the plate today. But he is a pitcher. Fortunately for this Jewett City team, they have 6 pitchers.
Here's Madden Millard. Takes ball 1. High and tight. He had to back out of the way just a little bit. Fouled off. Out of play. Going right to the topiary again.
The topiary. You know, I actually heard a lot of comments about our shrubbery discussions last night.
Three balls into 1 strike.
So, yeah, Max needs to find that strike zone again. He was pretty efficient with the first 2 batters. He is behind in the count, 3-1.
Max pitching from the stretch. Pop up in the infield. Who's going to call it? It's going to drop because nobody called it. Mental mistake there by Jewett City. So Millard is going to be on with an infield single.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because there were some hands in the air trying to help the infielders locate the ball, but unfortunately neither the shortstop nor the second baseman, Garrett Brower, or Bradley Rush were able to make the play on that.
So now we have Riley Serto.
Riley Serto.
The first baseman, the cleanup hitter from Mansfield.
Doing what a first baseman should, batting cleanup.
Strike 1. Looks like it was on the inside corner. Ball is low. Got some interesting catching gear.
Oh, for Colby Mills?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's got his Captain America gear on today.
Ball in the dirt. 2-1.
He is sporting the red, white, and blue.
Ball inside. And Max Gray is now behind 3-1. This is the second time that he's gone down to 3-1. So he's throwing a little bit of pitches here. Ball 4 inside.
Ball 4. That's going to put
you
two.
know, in all honesty, John, he should have been out of this inning.
He should have been out of the inning with Millard
Yeah.
with that infield single that kind of dropped right behind the pitcher's mound. But now we have runners first and second. Going deeper into Mansfield's order, we've got Ethan Diffenderfer.
Second baseman. Strike one.
So really with a force out right now, Max should just be focusing on the batter. You've got 2 outs.
The ball's high. Yeah, there's 2 outs. You should just be throwing strikes, but after that mistake by the infield, that kind of affects the pitcher.
It does, and it's easier said than done.
2-1. Runners on first and second. You don't want to give away too many gifts. I mean, these guys are all-stars, just like any other team. They can make it happen. Ball 3.
They didn't get here on a fluke. So Mansfield Ashford being the District 8 champion, or no, they're District 12.
So it's D12 against D11 today.
Correct.
Three and 1. Ball 4, and he's
Another
walked
walk.
the bases loaded. Mansfield, 2-out rally. And here's Luke Drasdis, the pitcher. He's a lefty.
So Max has just issued 2 walks, loaded the bases. He does have 2 outs.
Ball 1.
So just focus on throwing strike, attack the batter, get out of the inning without giving up a run.
Now he's starting to get into a little bit of trouble.
He is. He's thrown more balls to the last 3 batters than he had the previous 2.
Fouled back. He looked like he really wanted to get a hold of that one, too.
He did. Well, you got the bases loaded.
Yeah.
We want to drive in those runs, keep the inning going. They want to jump out to that quick lead. Like we said, Mansfield Ashford went down to Manchester.
10-0.
10-0 in 4.
3 balls and 1 strike. And Max is in trouble of walking in a run here unless he throws a strike.
Right, the 3-run count's becoming a trend.
He's taking this pitch. And he gets a called strike too. He needed that.
Absolutely. He's going to make Max throw strikes. So now you've got a full count. Runners are on. If we got a walk, it's going to score a run. If there's a base hit, it could score possibly 2 runs.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, and he walks in a run. So Millard is going to come in to score. That's the 3rd walk in a row given up by Max Gray. So Serto's going to go to 3rd, Diffenderfer to 2nd, and Drostis is at 1st. And I don't know if they're going to pull him right away.
I think it's a little bit of a, just calm down. Let's make some plays. We know we can do it. You've done it before. One of the tough things for Max being on the mound here in this sectional playoff game is he is, like we stated before, typically the catcher.
Yeah.
He does get some spot starts. So here in Jewett City's Game 2, Game 3 of this Section 4 championship, that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
But he started the top of the first inning. He got 2 quick outs, all on Ks, and then he gave up a single, and it's been 3 back-to-back-to-back walks.
Here's Justin Beaton. He's the right fielder, batting in the 7 hole. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So Gray still in a little bit of a jam here, with the bases loaded, but he does have 2 outs. Strike 2. Maybe that a little pep talk from Coach helped him out.
Hey, sometimes that's all it takes. Get your mind reset.
0-2. That ball's in the dirt, and no advance by any of the runners. And one of the things that we talked about yesterday is that there's not a lot of room in foul territory in this ballpark.
Very shallow backstop and not much foul territory on the baselines either.
Ball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Max Gray trying to get out of the inning here. Mansfield up 1-0. Strike 3, got him looking.
Came back. Max got a little bit, he got ahead of Beaton, and then he evened up the count 2-2, and then he came back in with the called third strikeout. Got Jewett City out of the top of the first inning, and really the damage is relatively low. Mansfield was only able to score 1 run.
But I think the damage really was mental there, during the inning. Because, kids, they'll be like, all right, I'm done. Next inning will be totally different. But he walked 3, walked 1 in, and that's going to give, the advantage Mansfield right now, especially, in the psych department.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Brent D'Amico was smart to come out when he did, because when Max gave up the first walk, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Then you give up a second walk, now we're getting a little bit concerned. When you give up a walk and then you start to walk in those unearned runs, it definitely starts to play on your mind.
So we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Mansfield. Mike Benarski, John Harden. We got to get a nickname for you. Velvet.
Velvet.
Ooh, the tones. John Velvet Harden. No, that's not.
I don't know if that sounds right.
I don't like that. And, of course, we have Van the Cam Man, or is it Cam the Van Man? I'm not really sure which one it is.
Does he drive a van?
It's Van.
It's Van?
Van the Cam Man. Or just Van.
We can go with just that. What's he prefer?
What do you prefer, just Van or Van the Cam Man? Just Van, I don't care.
Just don't call me late to dinner. I mean.
So this is the first time that we've seen a southpaw in this tournament. I don't think we've seen a southpaw from anybody else, have we, in the 11-12s?
No, not in the 11-12s. So it'll be a little bit of different look for Jewett City, coming with that left-handed delivery.
So the pitcher is Luke Drazdis. I hope I said it right, because I know kids don't like their names pronounced incorrectly, and I don't blame them.
Right, no. Absolutely. And one thing I noticed on Drazdis' uniform, he's got the C for captain on there.
Ooh. I like a lot of the different towns' uniforms. Like, I like Manchester's. They kind of look like you said, the Houston Astros.
Right, and they threw a 34 on the mound.
Yeah. All right, here we go. There's Jackson D'Amico to lead it off for Jewett City. Ball's inside. Walked and scored a run. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He did, and we're going to see a lefty-lefty matchup here. The count's now 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Here's the pitch. There's pop, foul, and out of play on top of the batting cage. 1-2.
We do see that the Mansfield outfield is shading a little bit into right field because of that left-handed batter. We got a timeout.
We got a timeout, and something fell onto the field.
It's the ball from the batting cage.
Ross Pease goes over and retrieves it, puts it in his back pocket. It's time to play more baseball. And he's going to hand it off to Jim Mills. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson D'Amico. He doesn't get cheated at the plate. Will foul off a lot until he gets his pitch. Ball outside. This kid is, he's a great leadoff hitter because he's got a good eye. He'll get the bat on the ball. He doesn't strike out a whole lot, even though he did yesterday, which is, I think, the first time I've seen him strike out to begin with.
Right, we were starting to see some holes in different places in the Jewett City lineup, but when they've had holes, they've had other places in the lineup that have been able to pick them up. One of the excellent parts of having Jackson lead off is not only is he a left-handed batter.
And there's that's right down the first base line, and it gets underneath, and he's going to go to second base. Here he goes. Here's the throw, and D'Amico was in there safely, and ball goes into left field, and he figured maybe. But no, he's going to stay right there at second base. So that was a rip down the first base line. Serto, a little hot to handle. Sure gave it a good shot. Gave it a good try.
He did.
And the only reason why D'Amico could go ahead and advance was because Serto didn't know what the ball is. That's happened to me a million times playing this game.
So. Oh, anyone that's played this game, that's happened to. That was a hot shot right to first.
Yeah.
Bounced off of Serto, couldn't quite find it. Heads up base running by Jackson to get to second base.
Here's Colby Mills. He's catching, and he squares to bunt, pulls back, gets called a strike, and D'Amico runs to third because basically what they did there is they pulled the third baseman in, so nobody's covering.
Absolutely. Colby went down to bunt, so the third baseman came in to field the bunt, and then Jackson took third because it wasn't defended.
Strike 1 pitch to Colby Mills. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Jazz just ahead of Colby Mills. No balls and 2 strikes. Jewett City has a runner on third. Mansfield up 1-0. And there's a base hit into left field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And Mills is going to turn first and hit to second with a stand-up double. Solid shot for Colby Mills, an RBI double, 1-1.
Outstanding hit by Colby Mills to drive in Jackson for that first run. Now they've knotted it back up. It's a brand new ball game. But one thing I was going to say about that play at third, when the third baseman cheated in, one of the things that we always coach our middle infielders is if your corner fielders go in, either the second baseman's covering first or the shortstop's covering third, and the shortstop should have seen Jackson moving.
Kiki Boyce strikes, hits the first one for a strike, and he is safe at third as Colby Mills steals third. So Kiki Boyce is up. Kiki didn't do much yesterday except got a base hit and hit a 2-run home run to right center field.
Yeah, it was a pretty pedestrian game for Colby.
I guess so, yeah.
No, outstanding. That, and like we talked about yesterday afternoon, really Kiki's home run was the difference in the game.
It was. Coach Diffenderfer goes out and talks to Ross Pease a little bit here to talk about the call. Try to appeal. No balls, 1 strike to Kiki Boyce. He had 6 home runs in the regular season. In postseason play, I've seen him hit 3.
3. He's got power, and he's batting in the number 3 spot.
Swing and a miss. He was looking at the fence there.
So he's your batter that he can hit for power. We've seen that. He can hit for average.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said before, kind of with Jackson, doesn't strike out a lot. We've seen more strikeouts from Kiki.
He was in a little bit of a slump. Yesterday, it seemed like he was the first game, and he's really started to come out of a slump a little bit. Here's the 0-2 ball. Drozdis just kind of burned one on the outside corner, thinking maybe Kiki will go ahead and chase.
Not chase it. Right now, if Jewett City wins this game, they win, they're in.
Yeah.
Mansfield needs to win this game to stay in the tournament.
Yep. Ball 2-2 evens it up. Mills dancing off a third, trying to dare the catcher to try to pick him off.
Yeah, potentially, draw that throw and potentially, get an overthrow and you can take home.
2-2, 3-2. And again, Mills trying to distract the pitcher.
So good batting by Kiki, because Drastis was actually ahead of him 0-2 in this at bat, and now he's brought it back full.
So now Drastis has to come to the plate. Ball 4, and Boyce draws a walk.
That's a tough one to lay off of. That must have just missed the outside
Boyce
plate.
just starts hustling and goes right down to second. Nobody was covering second, and he saw that and took off.
Right, caught the infield sleeping, so he took second base. So that's 2 issues we've seen with the Mansfield middle infielders.
Well, they both had a little bit of, Jewett City had that pop-up, which they should have got, but they did not.
Right, like you said, nobody called it. Second baseman and shortstop both came in initially to field it, but then just kind of stopped, and the ball fell in for an infield hit.
Well, here's Max Gray, the pitcher. And the ball gets away a little bit, but the catcher does a swell job to keep the ball in front of him. And that's 90% of it right there, keeping the ball in front of you.
Absolutely. You've got all that gear in front. Put your body behind it. Keep the ball in front of you. Keep that runner at third.
Max looks at ball 2-1.
That is one thing you see with younger catchers, is they will have a tendency to turn to the side. And it's like, why are you turning to the side? And they're like, sometimes they'll tell you, I'm afraid of the ball.
2-1, 3-1.
And you tell them you have all that gear on, and it's on the front. Keep your front facing the pitcher.
Three balls, 1 strike. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Drastis.
Nice pitch that caught that outside corner. Brings the count full against Max Gray.
First base is open if needed. Nobody out for Jewett City. Max Gray looks at strike 3, and he knew it.
See, that's unfortunate. Especially with Max being a catcher and being tonight's starting pitcher, he knows what the strike zone the umpire is calling. And he watched those last 2 pitches go by and got sat down looking.
Here's Brower. Brower playing short. Now, this kid's got some power.
He has some pop.
Strike 1.
And he has some wheels. Dangerous base runner to have.
Fouled off. Brower down to the count of 1-2.
Reached down for that low pitch. I think that would have been a ball if he let that go.
I think so too, yeah. Here's the pitch. And he looks at strike 3. So Drastis coming back with a couple of strikeouts.
And absolutely, as a coach, that's one of the things you want to see with your pitchers, being able to battle back. But Garrett, it seems like he's having the problems he had yesterday at the plate. He went down 3 times, all on strikeouts. 2 of those looking. He started out tonight's game striking out looking.
And there's a bouncer for Mason Mills to second. Going to go right to first and get the out. And Drastis gets out of the inning. Good way to recoup. I mean, Jewett City was threatening. But,
absolutely.
But Mansfield, they did not give up. Great inning, I think, for Mansfield.
No, we are very early in this game. We're just now going into the top of the second inning. Jewett City able to jump on with the top of the order, get that leadoff batter in. Then they had runners on the bases. But then Drastis able to come back, get 2 strikeouts, and then induce the weak ground ball to second base for an easy 4-3 out. This Little League International Tournament game is presented by Streaming News and Sports Network, SN Radio, under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball. and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at www.littleleague.org. So back with you here, going into the top of the second inning, Jewett City in the field. Mansfield Ashford coming to the plate. Going to be leading off with Curtis Wentworth, the left fielder. There's been a pitching change for Jewett City. First baseman number 11, J.J. Harden, now on the mound. And Max Gray back in his normal position behind the plate. We got to see a little bit of J.J. last night. He came in the sixth inning with 2 outs. He was able to induce that fly ball to right field for the third out, which ended the game and sealed Jewett City's 3-0 win against Manchester.
Thanks, dude. Just came over and asked if we were live streaming. I said, yeah.
Throw down the second. Here to see Curtis Wentworth coming up to the plate. J.J. Harden with his first pitch.
J.J. Harden.
J.J. Harden with the first pitch strike. Yeah, Mike, I was just saying just a moment ago that we got to see a little bit of JJ last night with the one batter he faced. Was able to induce that fly out to right field, which ended the game. Coming here in the top of the second in relief of Max Gray. Max goes back behind the plate. The count is 0-2 against Wentworth.
Also a lefty.
Also.
So Boyce goes to first, huh? No, now JJ's basically a closer, is he not?
He typically does come in a closing role.
2-2.
Must have just missed the outside corner on that pitch. He does get spot starts from time to time. It looks like he's going to be here in long relief.
Got him. Wentworth goes down looking.
Wentworth was tempted. It looked like he wanted it and then just held up, got rang up on the called third strike. That's going to bring up Jace Hamley.
Jace playing center field today. Another lefty.
A lot of lefties on this Mansfield team.
Swinging and a miss. He just kind of waved at that one. I think he wanted that one back. And he's got the coolest number of all time.
That's
99.
what I was going to say. When we got the lineups, you noticed his uniform number right away.
Yeah. Check the swing. He held off.
That was a little bit high. That's probably one of the few batters we've seen that's been able to hold off on that upstairs pitch.
It checks it and hits it foul. So I just want to let you know we're having a little connectivity issues here. Yesterday we had perfect internet. Today there's like none. So it's weird.
Which is odd.
It's very odd. The worse the weather, the better the connection. Ooh, did that look good?
That was a nice pitch.
So it looks like our connection is back in full right now. However, it's one of those weird things.
It is. Just stay with us.
Ball 3.
Got a full count against Hamley. JJ was able to strike out Wentworth, his first batter he faced.
And here's a pop-up, and it looks like it's going to go right to Mills for the second out of the inning.
Right to Mills at shortstop. That's going to be the second out. That's going to bring back Caden Miller to the plate.
Caden struck out his first time up. We got a 1-1 ball game, folks, here in the top of the second inning. Harden looking in for the sign. And there's a pop-up right over to Bradley Rush.
Bradley Rush came in and was able to make that infield pop-up. That's going to end the inning.
So we played 1.5 here in Mansfield. 1-1, Jewett City versus Mansfield. Now, you said it right. Jewett City, if they win today, Mansfield gets eliminated.
Correct.
But if Mansfield wins, then everybody's still in again. So then
right, this is an interesting game right here because
a lot of implications in today's game.
Right, we could have Mansfield out of the tournament, or we could end up with 3 1-1
and it starts all over again, basically, right?
Right.
So then we would see Mansfield Manchester again.
Well, there's a couple of different things that could be in play depending on what the score of the game is at the end. You might be in a tiebreaker situation based on point different or run differential.
So bottom line is it could go anyway. We're not going to know what's going to happen tomorrow until the end of this game.
Absolutely. I know Jewett City wants to be back tomorrow, and Mansfield Ashford wants to be back. But we're going to see JJ leading off here in the bottom of the second inning for his first at bat.
But before we do that, Mr. Harden, I believe you have some business to conduct.
I did it.
You did it?
Did it.
Never mind. But I would like to say that I do want to. We have 2 sponsors for today, so which we really appreciate. Number one, of course, Highway Campers on Route 12 in Plainfield. Thank you very much to the entire family, the Batellos, of course, Sonny on the team here, and Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold.
There we go.
Home of the Tire Queen. Swing and a miss. Harden leading off.
Right. The generosity of our sponsors continues to amaze as we've been able to cover not only the 11-12 All-Stars we have here tonight, but also our 13-14s.
Yeah. One and one to J.J. Harden.
Ooh.
I think he wanted that one.
He was following it. He was tracking it, and then you saw him kind of look behind.
I did. He was like, nope. Ball 3. 3-1.
And a walk, giving them that's going to put J.J. Harden on first base and bring up Sonny Botello, left fielder.
Sonny yesterday got up once, got a base hit, stranded on third.
Let's do it again. Not the stranded part, but the base hit.
Part. What? You know what? Weather's great. Let's play 2. Strike 1.
We've said that a lot this tournament season.
Yeah. Great job last night. Oh my God! Look at this. It's Steve Bubbly Champagne. How you doing, Steve? One of the great umpires in the crew. And there's a grounder over to second. They're going to go to first and get the force out on Botello. And Harden is going to move over to second.
But Sonny was able to move over the runner. That's going to put JJ in scoring position with Bradley Rush coming to the plate.
You know, and when you have teams like this, you have to move the runner because you have to play to the run. You almost have to play a little bit of small ball.
You do, and we talked about that in previous games where there is nothing wrong with the small ball. Let's go station to station. Keep the game under control as JJ is going to take third on the pass ball.
So the go-ahead run is now on third base.
Go-ahead run on third base with only 1 out.
Yep. Can't say that, though, too much because they had nobody out last inning, and Drozdis pitched masterfully to get out of it.
He did. And I know we've said it before. We've said it about different teams at the district level and the sectional level. The composure of these pitchers at this age has impressed me.
Yeah. On all the teams we've seen. Nice pitch right down the middle.
Right.
And Bradley is a little bit smaller than some of the other kids. So now all of a sudden, Drozdis has to adjust to that.
He does.
And that's hard. That ball is nice. See?
Right. What may be a strike on a slightly taller player is going to be a ball on Bradley.
Right. Like Kiki.
Right, big kid.
3 balls and 1 strike. That ball is in the dirt. A little bit outside. And Rush makes it to first. And Jim Mills is trying to tell Rush to get to second, but he didn't go.
He didn't go.
No.
Looked like Mansfield infield was asleep again on that play. Mills trying to advance his runner, and his runner didn't pay attention or didn't feel confident on it.
Here's Jackson D'Amico, the left fielder. Base hit and scored the only Jewett City run in the first. This is his second at bat in this ball game.
He'll be going here.
You think so?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're going to try and draw the throws.
There he goes. Bradley Rush is going to go. The ball's going to get cut off. And Van the Cam Man makes the perfect call. You made the right call. You remember that?
You make the call. Right, that was back on
Saturday afternoon baseball.
Right, that was all in the days of This Week in Baseball.
Yeah.
Right.
With Mel Allen.
Kind of sounds like that.
Swinging a miss.
How about that?
How about them Braves? I don't care what anybody says. I loved Howard Cosell. Howard Cosell. Here we are in Mansfield. The pitch. Swing.
That's
and a miss.
actually not bad.
2 balls. 1 ball. Excuse me. 2 strikes.
So who's our dandy Don?
Well, I don't know. D'Amico looks at ball 2. I can't do a Jack Buck.
No.
Nobody wants to do Jack Buck. You know? His dad, yeah. Joe Buck, yeah. Swing and a miss. And
at that high pitch.
yeah. So 2 down. And Drozdis trying to pitch out of another jam. And here's Colby Mills, who had a double.
Double in the first. Could use a double again here. You've got runners at second and third. That would drive both those runners in.
Colby Mills. Ball 1 outside. Quite a few fans here for both Jewett City and Mansfield. They're lined up all the way down both baselines. First and the
crowd.
third. Yeah. I wanted to get some of those chicken fingers, but I didn't get a chance to yet over the concession stand.
Oh, those looked good last night.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're eating them right behind us, so we're smelling them the whole time.
So maybe I can make my way to get over there and get some chicken fingers and fries.
Let's see if they can deliver. You think they would deliver?
I don't know. You think I could phone my order in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do they have an app? There's an app
think
for
so.
that.
Ball gets thrown very high and out past the catcher to the backstop. 2-0, but no advance on the runners because, again, no space. No space back there.
Very little foul territory. We're probably not too many runs that come into home plate on pass balls in this field.
Comes in with the strike on the 3-0, making it 3-1. Ball 4.
Ball 4.
And now the bases are loaded for Kiki Boyce. This is not something that Mansfield wanted to do.
Yeah, this would be one of the things that you would draw up on the board as not wanting to have happen. bases loaded with Kiki, who already has a home run in this sectional tournament.
Here's the pitch. He was swinging.
I think he was trying to get 4 runs real quick right there.
He's trying to hit that to Norwich. Frank.
Canterbury.
Frank. Go in there.
Here's the pitch to Boyce. He looks at strike 2.
0-2 to Kiki. Kiki behind now. Now pitcher's advantage.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the ball gets away, and everybody's gonna move up.
He never tagged him. He never tagged him.
Yeah, he's out.
He was out.
Yeah, because the catcher caught the ball. There was no reason to go after him.
Right. No, that was a called third strike. Kiki started to advance down the baseline. The umpire had indicated strike 3 for the strikeout. Everybody moved.
Yeah. and now it looks like D'Amico is out there, and they're going to talk about it. I didn't think that the catcher dropped the ball. Oh, he did.
He dropped the ball and he never tagged him. So doesn't he have to strike him out?
I don't know if that's the same on a.
Step on the plate either, I don't think.
I don't know if it's.
To get the force.
I don't know if that's on a called third strike or a swing and a miss. Do you know? I don't know.
Well, it was a swing and a miss. The home plate umpire
Was?
did indicate strike
Okay.
3.
It was a swing and a miss. He missed it. They dropped the ball. He never tagged him. I don't think he ever stepped on home plate.
So
And he just threw the ball in. The ball should have still been live, I thought. I mean,
yep, we're gonna call him out.
Call stands.
So that's the difference between the inning continuing and a 2-1 lead. Let's go to the top of the third. 1-1.
Right. No, and what a pitching performance
Sorry,
by Drasdis on that. I
My
mean,
allergies are killing me out here today.
he had the bases loaded. Jewett City's threatening,
Yeah.
and he's got Kiki Boyce at the plate. And to be able to strike him out and get out of the inning without giving up a run, fantastic job.
You got to give it to the Mansfield pitcher there because, he certainly pitched out of that jam very, very well. It's like, he recognized he got into a jam, then he just he buckled down and took care of business. So you got to give it to Drasdis on that inning right there for Mansfield. Can't hate on that.
No, you've got to appreciate good baseball play.
Yeah. And he's got 4 strikeouts in the game to boot. So he's quietly doing very, very well. I'm impressed with the young man.
He is. I've been impressed with his pitching so far today.
Yeah.
And it looks like it may be a pitcher's duel tonight. I mean, Jewett City's on their second pitcher. Drasdis is still out there for Manchester.
Right.
But we're sitting here going into the third inning, and we still have a 1-1 ball game.
I think maybe Max Gray got pulled because he was having a hard time with his control. But now Max is back in his normal position, which he's used to, is catching.
Right, and he did really well. I mean, 2 strikeouts, 1 and 2. Then he gave up the single. Then it was those 3 back-to-back walks.
Right.
And like we said, he typically plays catcher, but he does get spot starts. Tonight was one of those spot starts, and he lasted 1.
So here we go on the top of the third. Here's Lucas
DeGennaro.
DeGennaro. He's the catcher, doing a good job for as well. I mean, the Mansfield. I'm really impressed with these kids.
No, good team, and I know we're going to keep saying it, but there's a reason why both these teams are here tonight.
Yeah,
they were the best that their districts had. They proved themselves. They got themselves to the sectional tournament.
1 and 2. So how far does JJ go into this game? And there is a base hit into left field. Solid shot by DeGennaro. Leadoff single.
That's exactly what Mansfield wanted to do. Get that leadoff runner on first.
Nice hit. Here's Madden Millard. Third base.
So going back to how long JJ will last in this game. So JJ pitched yesterday.
Third of an inning.
Third of an inning, 3 pitches. So he was eligible to pitch today.
So he's eligible to finish.
He's eligible to finish. And if you pull him early here, you know, not pending, you know, the game starting to get away, he cannot pitch tomorrow.
Right. Foul out of play. Into the veranda section here at Mansfield Stadium.
So I would assume with JJ not eligible to pitch tomorrow, because that'd be 3 days in a row.
Yep.
I'd burn him, save your other pitchers for Friday.
Gotcha. Here it comes. It's coming right to us, man. Ooh. And hi, Kiki.
In the bullpen.
That was coming right at us. I was looking for a souvenir.
We can't keep him.
Says who? I'm keeping him running with it. 1 and 2.
You can keep them if you lose a windshield.
That's right. That's the only way. And there's a grounder to third. It's bobbled, and they're going to go to first, and they are going to get Millard at first. DeGennaro is going to go to second. So 1 down. And here's Riley Serto, the first baseman.
Right, and we had talked about the catchers keeping the ball in front of you. Garrett did a great job of keeping the ball in front of him at third base. He looked over the second and then got the sure out at first.
Ball in the dirt. Mike Benarski, John Harden, and Van on the cam. Bringing you sectional all-star baseball. 2-0, that was high. Between Jewett City and Mansfield. There are 3 teams in the sectionals: Jewett City, Mansfield, and Manchester. Strike. Nice pitch on the inside corner by Harden.
Right. And that's what Jewett City pitchers need to do tonight and actually throughout the tournament is just throw strikes.
2-1 to Serto. There's a fly ball into short center field. And he made the catch. He made the catch. That was a beautiful catch
job by
Mills.
Mason Mills.
It was a snow cone, but he had it the whole time.
He did, and when he went to the ground, it did not pop out.
Did you get that one? Oh, of course Van did. Van's the man.
So Ethan Diffenderfer at the plate.
I think we have a.
Did we have a substitution?
I think James Boncato, I believe. He takes strike 1.
Boncato.
I didn't see his number, and I didn't hear him get announced. So, but I'm going to assume. Yeah. Well, we're back again. He gets Boncato to end the inning. So
I was going to say.
No, I was going to say we apologize for the internet connection. Yesterday it was absolutely perfect. We are in the exact same spot as we were yesterday. And the internet gods are saying, we're going to give you a hard time today.
No, and the atmospheric conditions are not much different than they were yesterday either.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. So we're going to do all we can here to stay on the air. So we also want to thank, of course, our all of our regular sponsors. the Jewett City Savings Bank, the Burns Agency in Norwich and in Dayville, Griswold Pride. Griswold Pride is an organization that has lots of information on how you can remain drug-free. SERAC, SERAC. They also deal with a lot of mental issues that that you may have. You can go to SERAC CT. That's SERACCT.org, and their slogan is "It's 21 for a reason." So they have a lot of developmental type stuff that they deal with and they talk about, and different trainings that they have. So those are just a few of our sponsors that we appreciate.
How are you? Good.
Apparently the fans are now coming into the press box.
We are. They're just saying hi. But no, seriously, that what
now
a
you have
great
to say who that was. You have to see. You can't not say who it was.
Oh, well, that was Miss Nicole Jenka, who is a former Jewett City Little League board member.
That's Nicole?
That is. And she was also.
I'm surprised she didn't say hi.
What, to you?
Yeah.
Well, hey, what can I tell you?
I'm upset at her.
Maybe we can get her back later.
All right. Here's Max Gray leading off here in the bottom of the third. And there's a base hit up the middle.
Base hit for the middle for Max Gray.
Brings up Brower.
So avenged his strikeout in the first inning.
Yeah. And the ball gets away from the Mansfield catcher, and Gray is going to travel down to second.
That's a couple of passed balls in this game for Mansfield.
Drozdis is now on behind the count 2-0, and it seems like this has been what's going on is that he's been getting himself in a little bit of jams, but then he pitches right out of it.
Right, he's able to go back in, find that strike zone, pitch him, and he's been able to get himself out of some jams and get out of the innings without additional run scoring.
Yeah. 3-0 on Brower. Takes strike one.
Just like we were saying, 3 balls, comes back with a strike.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The ball gets away, and Gray is trying to get down to third, and he is safe. The tag was missed.
Went around the tag.
He did.
If the tag was able to be applied, they had him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brower. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So here we go again with Drozdis, trying to pitch out of a jam. And again, he's doing it.
Absolutely doing it.
Here's Mason Mills.
Showing a lot of maturity on the mound.
Yeah. There's a pop-up. Is that going to be out of play? It is.
Right on top of the Jewett City dugout.
You want my 5G?
If you got coverage, all of a sudden we just have no coverage all of a sudden. There's a shot down the right field line. That's going to be in.
That's
a
fair.
fair ball. Gray is going to score. Mason is going to pull up at second with an RBI double. Little blooper down the right field line, falling in.
That was about 3 inches in the fair territory with the stand-up double, able to drive in Max Gray, bringing up J.J. Harden to the plate.
Swing and a miss. Same thing. Look.
I got freaking 5G.
Okay. It's I don't know what it is. Unless it's the laptop.
Oh, I got 5G.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Frustrating internet coverage out here in Mansfield. 2-2.
Two and two on JJ, who walked in his first at bat in the second inning.
3-2. Jewett City goes ahead 2-1. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Mason Mills gets an RBI to put Jewett City back ahead. Swing and a miss. Harden goes down. Oh, it's connected, Van. It's connected. Yeah. See, now it's back full.
Oh, I turned my phone sideways.
Huh?
I turned my phone sideways.
That could do it, And Mills, he's going to get up, and he's going to try to get home. Here's the play at the plate, and he's in there.
Safe.
3-1, Jewett City. Mason Mills went to steal third. The ball got away into left field. It's 3-1.
And Logan D'Amico now batting for Sonny Botello in the 8th spot.
They tried to appeal, they left early. And they ruled him safe.
It's first time for Logan up today. Nobody on base as Mills came around to score. 3-1, Jewett City in the bottom of the third.
I think for the first time today, we saw a little frustration with Drazis on that pitch. That seemed almost like a frustration pitch.
I think you're right.
Good pitch.
Nice pitch right at the knees.
Yeah, if Drazis can stay low and can stay to the outside, the umpire's consistently calling that a strike today.
Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You have 3-2?
I had 2-2.
Yeah, okay. There's a shot into right field. Nice catch by Cochran out in right field.
And even though that was the third out of the inning, he got that ball back to the infield quick.
He did. So Jewett City picks up a pair. 3-1, they lead. We're going to go to the top of the fourth inning. Harden still on the hill for Jewett City. There's Kiki Boyce giving us a wave.
Of course, it's Kiki that would give us a wave.
He's such a goofy kid sometimes. He's just a little. They're just little boys. You forget.
They are, and I tell you what. So Kiki, he actually doesn't live far from me. And one night after practice,
Really? Then I don't live far from you.
No, you don't. I see your car. I'm gonna honk when I see the Burns agency you told us to yesterday. So when I pass you. But we took him to dinner one night. Well mannered, actually better than my kids. I was gonna trade my kids for Kiki.
Wait a minute, hold on. You should know, as a parent, that your kids, when they go somewhere else, they're going to be much more better behaved there than they are in your house.
That's the reports I get.
See?
I hope it's true.
Oh my God, JJ, what a gem! He's
so helpful. Yeah. He helped me clean the kitchen. He cleared the dishes off the table, and it's like, really, like he knows where like the dishwasher.
And then he wrote us a check for the rent. So, he's an amazing kid. Then that's what happens, when your kids go somewhere else. Because, when they come home,
that's home.
They're spawns.
Right.
I don't want to take out the garbage. You do it.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
playing Minecraft.
When they're at home, they're just squatters.
But we do forget, they're just little boys. They're just kids.
Right.
So, anyway, here's number 22, Luke Drozdis, the pitcher. Takes strike one.
Pitcher battle.
Yep. He got on a base on balls first time up, and that was against Max Gray or Maxwell Gray or Taz. It's kids.
So do you think the further we go in, the more names we're going to have for Max?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to keep a list.
1 and 2.
Ooh.
Inside. That didn't miss by much. Again, not missing by much, and Harden just kind of stared in like, where am I? Where did I miss? Where did I miss?
Yeah, my internal coach came out on that one.
3 and 2, ball 4.
Ball 4 draws a second walk.
Usually pitchers and catchers can walk a lot.
Well, they know the strike zone.
Yeah. Here's Gil Cochran. Cochran batting in the position that Justin Beaton.
Right, so this is the first time we've seen Cochran tonight.
He's the one that made that catch in right field to end the inning.
So maybe he can take a little of that adrenaline back into the plate. Like we said, this Mansfield team is packed full of lefties.
Yeah. Three to 1, top of the 4th. And check swing foul off to the third base side. One runner on. That's the pitcher, Drozdis, for Mansfield. Jewett City pitching has been tough all through postseason play. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2 and 2. A little late on that one, on that swing.
Right, a little behind, kind of the check swing before that. I think he's trying to just time up JJ. This is his first time at bat.
Got him. So it's one down. And here is number 12.
Nicholas K.
Nicholas K is coming up to bat for Wentworth.
So that's all the reserve players for Mansfield that have made it to the plate.
Strike 1. And the ball's going to get away, and Drozdis is going to mosey on down to second. So now Mansfield has a runner in scoring position.
Right, Mansfield able to put Drozdis in scoring position on that wild pitch. It's going to be in Jewett City's best interest to get out of this inning. They've got 7, 8, 9 coming up this inning with the walk to Drozdis.
2 and 1, 1 out. Pop foul out of play, straight back. Does not look like it's going to hit any vehicle, even though yesterday we had one whack a state trooper's car.
It did. See, he wasn't parked behind the topiary.
2 and 2 on Nicholas K. And there's a grounder backhanded by Rush. Nice play to get K.
That's Keegan Leanna at second base.
Keegan Leanna. See, I'm all messed up. Leanna ranging well to his right to make that play.
Backhand got turned, set his feet, and threw a bullet to Kiki at first to get Cochran out.
And Drozdis.
Or no, that was K.
Yeah. Drozdis made it down to third. And here is Jace Hamley. And on the bunt attempt, And they get him. Score it 2-3. And that's going to do it for Mansfield here in the fourth. So no runs, no hits. They do leave a runner on third. Going to go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's 3-1. That is your score. Hasn't been a lot of scoring in the Jewett City game, so this is only the second game. The first game, they beat Manchester by the score of 3-0, and it's 3-1 in this game as well. So,
right, we're seeing another
3-1,
well-pitched
so.
game with the two teams here tonight.
Yeah.
And that's probably what brings you here is that pitching. And the deeper you have players in your bullpen, probably the better you're going to be.
You can have, some big heavy bats, and that's all well and good. But if you don't have the pitching to get you there, especially when you get to this level here, of this level of play,
right?
In sectionals and also district play, you're not going to be able to get so far. So these teams obviously have some pitching. And like I said, Drozdis has just pitched out of a bunch of jams today.
He has. And hopefully he's going to recognize that, maybe not now, but after the game, he's going to realize that he pitched well. He got into jams. He didn't lose his composure, stayed calm on the mound. One thing we haven't seen from any pitcher yet is that they really start changing up their speeds, start throwing faster. They're coming set. They're being deliberate to the plate, and they're able to throw strikes. And when the bat is getting on the ball, for the most part, the defense is there to make the plays.
Here's Keegan Leanna. Made that nice play to get the second out in the top of the fourth. That one sailed away on Drozdis. Ball one.
Yeah, that was a great backhand by Keegan.
Yeah. And I gave the credit to Bradley Rush, and it wasn't even him. Thank you for correcting me because.
No, I just want to make sure, right?
Yeah. 1-1 to Keegan Leanna. Swing and a miss, strike two. Back to the top of the order with Jackson D'Amico and Colby Mills after this. And there's a bouncer to third. That's a fair ball. Nice. Ooh. What a stretch by Serto.
Fantastic job to keep his foot
absolutely
on the bag to make the out.
See, this is why they're all-stars. Oh, they're calling it a foul ball. Still a great play.
Calling him back. Yeah, still not taking the play away.
No, can't take that. That was a great play by Mansfield. But he got them swinging. So either way, it's one out for Jewett City. And that's strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Drozdis.
7 strikeouts here in the fourth inning.
Here's Jackson D'Amico. Base hit and scored in the first and struck out in the second. And there's a bouncer to short, and they're never going to get him. He was just going down there, and he's going to turn. He's a very smart base runner. He's going to go right to second.
So that's twice heads-up base running by Jackson. His speed was able to get him to first base. The throw was a little bit over Serto. Yep. He saw it go into foul territory. He had already made his turn, and he went on to second base.
So I'll call that an E6. Here's Colby Mills, who's now playing shortstop, correct?
Correct.
Started the game behind the plate. Ball's in the dirt, and D'Amico is off to third with no throw. So do you bunt here? Do you take the bat out of his hands?
We've seen it work before.
Mm-hmm. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a deep drive into center field, and that is off. That's gone.
Home run, Colby Mills gonna score 2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
There was a little question about that if it was going to stay high enough to get over the fence, and it did. I thought it hit the fence, but it hit the fence over the fence.
Hit the construction fencing, which actually is making a perfect batter's eye the way they have it set up here.
5-1 Jewett City.
So you had asked if they were going to take the bat out of Colby's hands. Think not.
I guess not.
And now we have another home run threat at the plate in Kiki Boys.
And look how deep they're playing. Look how deep they're playing.
They can't get any deeper. They'll be out of the ballpark.
Yeah. Here's Boyce, who walked and struck out. So he's 0 for 1 officially. There's ball 1.
Yeah, that's one. Kiki will not swing at bad pitches.
And there's a drive deep to right field. Nice play by Mansfield. Kiki flies out deep.
At the warning track.
Yeah, nice play by Cochran. He's a solid right fielder, that kid.
Absolutely. Making plays out in the outfield, getting it done for Mansfield tonight.
That's it. So that's 2 down. Here's Max Gray. Struck out, got a base hit, and scored. It's 5-1 Jewett City. We are in the bottom of the 4th. And there's another base hit up the middle. Max is 2 for 3.
Having a good day.
And here's Garrett Brower, who's having a tough time at the plate. He's struck out a couple of times.
Struck out twice today, 3 times yesterday. He's on a 5 strikeout run right now. Really want to see his bat come alive.
That may be why he dropped down in the order a little bit. Is that Van?
So we recently started hitting this kid though.
Yeah.
They're starting to make better contact. Now he's been through the lineup a couple of times. They've seen him.
1-2, but Mr. Harden just made that point that he struck out 5 times in a row.
Right,
going
which
back
is,
to last game.
Right, it's not typical of Garrett. Garrett has good contact with his bat, and when he gets on the bases, he can move.
You think he's trying to kill the ball?
I think he might be trying a little bit too hard. You know, he's definitely feeling the situation, what he's in right now. He just needs to settle down, do what he knows he can do, watch that ball in, put the bat on it, and like I said before, force the defense to make a play.
And ball's in the dirt, and Max Gray is going to go to second on the pass ball. So Jewett City just keeps coming at you.
Right, taking advantage of those pass balls to be able to move their base runners into scoring position.
2-2. Here's the pitch. Outside 3-2.
That'll bring it full. Now, Garrett needs to be looking fastball over the plate, and Drazis can do it, and he's not afraid to come after you.
So both Mills boys have home runs in the postseason. There's a pop-up in the infield. Serto is right underneath it and going to make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So, Jewett City gets 2 on the bomb by Colby Mills.
Colby Mills going deep, scoring 2 to put Jewett City ahead 5-1. There were a couple of things on that last play. First and foremost, Garrett did not strike out, got the bat on the ball. It was a pop-up to first base, but also the first baseman, Serto. He's been kind of upset with himself a couple of times on some pass balls at first base. Able to keep it together, catch that pop fly, get the third out, get Mansfield out of that inning, come back up to the plate.
Fine umpiring crew today. First base ump over here getting a little drinky. Hey. I would never be an umpire. I don't care how much money you paid me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get chased back to my car by an angry parent. It's never going to happen.
Right. I tell you, it's tough. And, you know, I have all the sympathy and empathy in the world for the umpires because I have done
Love
it
them
myself.
or hate them. I'm not loving or hating. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But you got to have a thick skin, and being deaf helps too.
I'm a marshmallow. I'm just a big marshmallow. Oh, we got Kickstart My Heart in the background?
We do. You know what I saw on the news? So you were talking about the other day, the loudest concert you'd ever been to.
Styx.
Yeah. Who is playing the Big E this year?
Styx.
Yeah. You going to be there?
Oh, God, yes. I love arena rock. You know what's funny is that I saw you know who opened up for Styx that night was REO Speedwagon. Okay. Now, I have seen REO Speedwagon about 5 times.
Okay.
All right. And I love REO Speedwagon. The reason why I love them so much is no matter what song they play, whether it's a rockin' song or even a ballad, there's a guitar solo in every single song that they do.
Right.
You know?
I think
Keep on Loving You. You know, there's a little winding guitar, or you do Riding the Storm Out, they're rocking that one through. So
I think it was in his contract.
Jerry Richrath, man, on guitar. He's awesome. All right, here we go. Top of the 5th inning. Harden still on the hill. Pitched a good ball game. He hasn't given up any runs himself. This is his second, third, fourth inning. Fourth inning of work. And there is a ground ball to short.
Nice stop
Third.
by Garrett Brower at third.
Brower. Showing a little Brower power. Gets Miller at first.
That's one thing that has not left Garrett this entire tournament season is his glove.
Here's DeGennaro, struck out and got a base hit in the third. He made it to second. And there's only been one. And there's a shot into left field. That's a nice, solid base hit. D'Amico bobbles it and almost allows DeGennaro to go to second, but they did get it back in.
That was a nice hit. Right part of the bat, right through the gap between the third baseman and shortstop, put himself on base.
Bradley Rush is back at second base for Jewett City. Okay, here's Madden Millard. Got a base hit. He's the one that scored the one Mansfield run, and then he bounced to third in the third inning. And there's a little number down to first. Boyce will pick it up, and DeGennaro is going to make it to second easily.
He thought about going to second with that, but saw that DeGennaro was already there.
Here's Riley Serto, first baseman. Riley has walked and flown out to center field. Takes ball one.
And caught that pop fly last half inning.
Yeah. Nice defensive play.
I was glad to see it. You know, as a dad and a former coach, glad to see that a player that had shown some disappointment in himself earlier in the game to be able to make a play to get his team out of an inning.
And there's a deep drive into center field. Mills makes the play. That was almost out of here, folks.
That was carrying.
And he just throws his helmet. I don't think anybody saw it, so.
I missed it. Yeah, that ball was carrying, and you saw Mason going back, and then he actually caught that ball up and behind his head, not the position you want to be in to catch a fly ball.
A little bit more, and that was out of here.
But Jewett City, once again, being able to get out of an inning without additional runs being scored.
So Wentworth is now on first. So where did
Serto's on the mound.
Serto's on the mound? Okay.
So we'll get to see Serto on the mound coming here in the, what is it, bottom of the fifth already?
Yeah, top of the fifth. Oh, no, it's
No, bottom of the fifth.
See, I don't even know. I thought it was. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what's going on. Somebody stop me.
You know what that means?
What? John Harden has something to tell y'all.
This Little League International Tournament game is presented by Streaming News and Sports Network, SN Radio, under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball. It may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at www.littleleague.org.
Nicely said, Mr. Harden.
Thank you.
I still owe you a 12-pack of tacos. I think I'm up to 36 now.
I'll take them.
All right. As Van has so graciously corrected me, and he was absolutely right. We're in the home half of the fifth. Jewett City up 5-1. Serto on the hill, and he's throwing some heat.
Coming in hot to Mason Mills. Mason Mills also, like we said earlier, has a home run in this tournament, district play against Norwich.
And it looks like Drozdis is out. Is he out in left field? Yeah, he's out in left field now. Wentworth is at first.
Drozdis pitched well tonight. Can't take anything away from
him. He did very good. Yeah, he only made that one mistake to Mills on that home run.
Right, and that's going to happen. That's one thing I've told both my boys, with both of them being pitchers, we're getting to see JJ tonight, is even with pitchers, like we've talked about Nolan Ryan a couple of times over the broadcast.
Right.
I took his stats, and, yeah, he leads in strikeouts, probably never to be surpassed. But when you play in 4 different decades, it's probably going to stand that way. But if you look up the hits that he's given away and the home runs that he gave away, in addition to all those strikeouts, it's going to happen.
Mills makes it on a 4-pitch walk. Now here's J.J. Harden. J.J. has bounced to second. No, excuse me.
No, he's got a walk and a strikeout.
He got a walk and a strikeout. I was looking at Mason. This is all you, John.
All right, so JJ really, to help himself out here, build a little bit more of a cushion. He needs to get that bat on the ball, get the base hit, move Mason into scoring position in hopes of getting him across the plate and add additional run to that 5-1 lead he has.
Let me ask you a question. Did they bring in Colby to close it and save JJ for tomorrow?
They can't save JJ to tomorrow because he pitched yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Swinging it. Ooh, it's you, John. Sorry. John always calls the at bats for his kids. Because what happened one time?
Andrew went yard. Just outside on that pitch, brings the count full to JJ. Don't keep that bat on your shoulder. Am I talking to him or everybody else? But the pitch from Serto just misses. That was a nice fastball to the outside, just missed. That's going to be JJ's second walk on the evening. That's going to put runners on first and second.
And they got him at third as Mills was trying to get the extra base. And he's out.
out at third. They saw the infield not paying attention, tried to take it to third. They caught him, throw out at first, but then on that throw, JJ advanced to second.
Yep. So Mansfield not sleeping at all. Very and got him. So Logan D'Amico is going to come in and run for JJ Harden. And Botello is coming up to bat.
Right. Not unusual for JJ, especially in later innings, to get a pinch runner that comes into him. And then you've got somebody like Logan D'Amico, who is, we have to say it, be honest, he is faster than JJ.
Mm-hmm. This kid throws some smoke.
He has some velocity on his
doesn't
pitches.
he? I'd love to see what they're getting him on the jugs gun over there.
I found out today that they had a gun over there yesterday.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see what all of these pitchers have been throwing.
I'm going to say he's throwing 65, 66.
I could go with that.
He's got that deliberate motion, and all of a sudden, at that release point,
it just explodes. Yeah, he's gotten ahead of Sonny 0-2.
Yeah, he wasn't even going to burn a pitch there. Oh, that's a headlight. Yeah.
Oh, that's a hood.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
That's a dent.
Somebody get him a chili cheese dog. Hey, yesterday he hit a cruiser, so. 0-2 to Botello. Poor Sonny. Oh, what a nice pitch. Took something off of it.
And just froze him.
Did you see Sonny's his knee just
was standing?
Just froze him. That was the best pitch of the game right there. That one right there.
Yeah, that's pitch of the game.
There's Bradley Rush with 2 down.
Still just firing fastballs in there. And you know what? Keep throwing them until Jewett City proves that they can hit it.
Yeah.
Just throw those fastballs in there.
Nice pitch. This kid's automatic.
This is impressive.
He had that one tough batter, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball low. He was just trying to get him looking, but just a little low.
Maybe try to get it past him, trying to protect the plate.
Good inning by Cerdo so far. Got him. Got to tag him. That's it. That's 3 outs. All right, we're going to go to the top of the 6th inning. So here's what the deal is here, John. You know the deal. Van knows the deal. I know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tell the folks that are watching this game. If Jewett City holds on and wins this ball game, then unfortunately Mansfield will be eliminated from the tournament.
Correct.
You don't want to see that from any bunch of kids, but it's unfortunate. But it's win, lose, or draw.
That's how it happens sometimes.
It's the way it is. So who knows? But these kids are all-stars, just like any other team. It's not over. It's never over till it's over.
It's not over until there's the last out is put in the book.
That's it. So just so you know, even us as announcers, we've seen it before. You don't count anybody out.
No, and we have seen teams battle all the way back. They've had the bases full.
Yeah.
They've moved base runners around to put them in scoring position. Because like you said, every team that's out here is an all-star. This is the best of the best from their areas of Connecticut. And Mansfield Ashford, they win tonight. They stay in the tournament.
Mansfield Ashford, this Gatorade's for you.
So I had a question for you on the Gatorade. So one thing that I have noticed with myself, if I drink Gatorade.
Which I bought from their concession stand, by the way.
Their concession, we got to go over there and get the chicken strips.
Well, I hope they don't close before the game's over. I mean, if the game's over and they close, what are we going to do?
No, what I heard is the players are getting hot dogs after the game, so maybe there's a chance. But no, what I've noticed, if I have to talk and I drink Gatorade, it's kind of gummy on the tongue. So I try to stick with water and coffee.
So let me ask you a question. This is the stupidest question I've ever heard, but it's also one of those questions that people talk about. Is water wet? Or does it make you wet? Right?
Well, you got to hydrate, and then your body cools itself with sweat.
All right, here we go. Here's Ethan Diffenderfer. And he takes strike one. Mansfield Ashford down to their last 3 outs. Let's see if they can make some magic happen. Ball outside, 1-1.
1-1. We're in the meat of the Mansfield order right now.
Mm-hmm. Swing and a miss, strike two. I want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon and this early evening for Little League Baseball. Mike Benarski, John Harden, and Van the Cam Man. We appreciate you spending some time with us today. There's a ground ball to Boyce at first. He's going to go ahead and tag the base and make it unassisted. 1 down.
So that's one thing for JJ tonight. You know, he has, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3 strikeouts on the night. But what he's been able to do is induce a lot of ground balls.
Here's Drozdis, who pitched a whale of a ball game. He made, like I said, I think he made only one mistake. You know, that pitch that Colby drove out of here. But that's it.
That's it on the night.
He had 7 strikeouts, did a great job. Here's a strike, 1-1.
Nothing to be ashamed of with that young gentleman right there.
Not at all. Should be very proud of himself. 2-1. And there's a bouncer foul over to the Jewett City dugout. Harden ahead.
Even
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, evened it up.
Jazz is able to even it up 2-2. Actually hadn't had an official at bat tonight.
Even it up. Who sang that? Another band I've seen 4 times. And there's a bouncer to third. Diving stop by Brower. On over to Kiki Boyce. Scored 5-3.
Once again, another fantastic defensive stop by Garrett Brower at third base, and he's throwing absolute BBs to Kiki at first base.
All right, here's Justin Beaton. He is coming up with 2 outs. He struck out the one time he has bat so far today. By the way, Even It Up was on the Bebe Lestrange album that was Heart.
Heart.
Yeah. I'm pulling out all the rock and roll stops today.
You are.
Ball 1. 2 down, 5-1 the score, Jewett City.
I'm thinking you may have spun some discs in your time.
I did. Rocking the wheels of steel, man. And there's a grounder right through the wickets. And Beaton is on. See, told you. It's never over till it's over.
It's never over till it's over. And
Never.
Beaton able to come up there, keep his team in this. And now they've got a base runner on first.
Here's Wentworth. Mansfield says they don't want to go gentle into that good night, and he's going to go to second on the passed ball.
Don't worry about that run. That run can't hurt you.
1 ball, no strikes. Harden trying to close it out, and there's a grounder to short. Right on over to Boyce, and that's the ball game.
6-3, shortstop to first base. Going to be the third out here in the top of the 6th. That will be the ball game, your final score. Jewett City 5, Mansfield Ashford 1.
So let's talk about what happens now. So unfortunately, that will send Mansfield home. They are eliminated from the tournament. Jewett City is 2-0 with their win over Manchester yesterday. So we go to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And Jewett City against Manchester. But here's the interesting part of it. If Jewett City wins tomorrow, it's over. They win the sectionals. If Manchester wins tomorrow, we go to Saturday.
We go to more games, right?
So
The Mansfield Ashford All-Stars going out in the right field right in front of us. Good job to those guys.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be a hung head in that group.
No. You know, I'll tell you, some really, really good pitching. You know, Serto came in. You know, I wish we would have seen more of him because that kid was
He was lights out.
He was no joke, man. But you know what? I mean, that's baseball. Sometimes the ball runs your way, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes, I mean, they tagged a few, but unfortunately, they were right at. I mean, come on, you
Right
even
at
know
the
that from
finish.
watching Major League Baseball. You know, I mean, you can have a batter that bats 340 in the major leagues, and they go on a huge slump, drop 20 points because everything they hit is right at somebody.
Right.
That happens.
Yeah, there's the famous adage, you got to hit them where they ain't.
That is very, very true. So what do we have next? We have tomorrow.
We have tomorrow right back here in Mansfield, Jewett City versus Manchester.
Yep.
Like you just said, Jewett City wins. Section 2 sectionals over. Jewett City's the champion.
And then they go to Stamford for states.
If Jewett City is able to pull off the sectional championship, they do go to Stamford, Connecticut for the state finals. Their first game will be game 2 of a double header on Wednesday, July 28th. So first pitch, 7:30, and that will be the winner of Section 3 and the winner of here, Section 4.
We'll see what happens. Now, past this, next week, there's we're gonna do 13-14s.
Back to 13-14s and 7-inning games.
13, yeah. Inside joke. But so we're gonna go to Windsor for that. Jewett City against Torrington.
Torrington undefeated.
And those are the states right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty exciting stuff. We're going to be carrying those games as well. John, thank you very much again.
Thank you, Mike.
Good thing I'm glad you have kids in the team, so you'll be here.
Right.
For come on over, Van, as always. There he is. There's Van, the cam man, right here. This is the guy right here that whatever you see, it's because he's showing it to you. So I'm Mike. This is John. There's Van. Thank you very much for listening and watching us here on SNSN today. After this, it'll be, of course, posted once again, and you can watch it as much as you want and share it with your friends and family, and you can still comment on it.
Right, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe the page. We'd appreciate it. And follow high school and Little League Baseball right here on SNSN. So thanks a lot, guys. We will see you tomorrow from Mansfield. Once again, the final score, Jewett City 5 and Mansfield 1. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.